Hello, everybody. It's me, Shad Polynerdic, back with more TTRPG stuff. I'm going to do a video covering multiple things in this case. I'm not going to do a separate video for unboxing these new Pathfinder minis. I'm not going to do a separate video for the Kobold press book that I wanted to talk about, and I'm not going to do a separate video for the Pathfinder and Pirate Borg stuff. So that's what's on the docket for this episode of whatever you want to call it when I talk about TTRPGs. Let's do the minis first. WizKids, the people that make all kinds of wonderful minis for D&D and tabletop RPG games of all kinds. They do Pathfinder minis too. They do less Pathfinder minis than I would like. I was talking to the fella at the game store today that where I got these. I picked up 6 of them. I would like to have gotten more, but anyway, I was talking to him and like we were talking about how Pathfinder has some excellent variants of like typical monsters. Like their dragons are different than D&D's dragons, quite a bit. And they have some really good character options. The books are full of amazing character options that are not represented in any minis. For example, we were talking about running the Pray for Death campaign, which is a high-level assassin campaign. Play as Red Mantis assassins. One of my players wants to play a poppet, kind of vibing on the whole Chucky Tiffany thing, to be a doll with a human soul that kills people professionally. There's no poppet minis that I can find. The closest thing to a poppet mini I've been able to find is the Carrionettes from the D&D Ravenloft area that WizKids puts out, but nothing. There's so many cool options that are not represented in WizKids, please. Also WizKids, please. Anyway, I opened one just to see what it would be. I've already pre-cut them. I've opened one, and I'm not going to do the fancy thing, but I got a really cool, in D&D terms it would be a knoll, but it's a Colo. Colo in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, the remastered version, new version, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what they're calling it. Are they calling it a remaster? I don't know. So that one's cool. Love it. Maybe someday I'll have the money put aside to pick up a whole box, and we'll do another one. I'd like to have the whole set, to be honest. Let's see what we get. This one we got. It's like a zombie, more or less. One thing I talked about it before: the clear bases sometimes make the lettering hard to read. Zombie Shambler. Come on, focus. I will put some higher... When I post this on polynerdic.com, I will definitely post up-close photos of these. 2 or 3 of them each. Let's put that there before it falls. Alright, there's 2 down. There's some really beautiful sculpts in this set. I hope I get at least one of them. Not that I dislike what we've gotten thus far. It's one of the ones I wanted. Oh my god, it's one of the ones that I wanted. It's not ever going to see my table if my youngest is playing, because they are afraid of spiders. But she's in the Tian book that we're going to talk about in just a little bit. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's so good. That was worth it right there. Already just worth it because of that one mini. As I said, I bought 6 of them. Oh, I really hate their helmets, but Hobgoblin. Their helmets are so silly looking, but you know, when you've got a big wide football head. Pathfinder goblins and hobgoblins superior to the D&D versions, hands down. There's no comparison. In fact, I use the hobgoblin blue paint from Reaper to paint my D&D hobgoblins, because I don't like them being so red or yellow in the case of the Life Leecher Brawler. Really good paint jobs on all these. The sculpts have all that I've seen have all been amazing. And our last one, man. Come on, camera, get back in focus. Over here. There we go. I don't know why that worked. Little paper crinkle ASMR for you. Oh, yeah, I wanted this one too. It's another Colo, if I'm not mistaken, but it's like a cultist, yeah. Look at this beautiful, beautiful sculpt. Oh, I love it. Oh, excellent pool today. I just grabbed 6 together when I was at the game store. I had to pick up an item that they had ordered for me. And, Pathfinder Battles. Pathfinder Battles Fearsome Forces is the name of the line. It's not ideal. You know, I don't have a problem with blind boxes. I've opened a number of the D&D ones. It's cool to get a randomized assortment. I also like the full sets that they put out. You know, like the Gods one that just came out not that long ago, the Leshy one, the Impossible Land ones, the Ruby Phoenix ones. Like they put out good sets, but they don't do enough, in my opinion, with the minis, like the unpainted kind, like this. All kinds of options, and granted, I have complaints about the D&D line also, and that there's a lot of stuff that's not represented there too. Like Herringons have two sets of unpainted, and they're kind of the same. Warforged, they have Monk, Barbarian, Fighter. You okay, buddy? I don't know if he ran through on camera. What? Anyway, you know, there's the WizKids line isn't perfect. Sometimes the sculpts aren't great. Sometimes they get damaged in shipping. Sometimes they, or in packaging rather. I've got a couple that I've had to fix the weapons on. Sir, you smell like litter. Have you been in the litter box? Is that why you have the zoomies? Because you were in the litter box? Look at his little nubby tail. But I like most of what they do, and I just wish they would put out more thorough exploration of stuff. Because, like, in the Tian player book, like, they don't have an unpainted Tanuki. They don't have the sort of poppets and stuff like I was talking earlier. Omar, buddy, come on. He likes ink pens, and there's an ink pen right there in front of that book. Which I guess brings me to this book, these two books. I had them pre-ordered well in advance. In fact, the world guide over here on this side, I've had pre-ordered since April, but because I ordered them together, I had to wait on the character options book. Tian is essentially the Asian equivalent of like that continent and those nations. It's the Pathfinder Galarian equivalent of that. These books handle the culture so much better than the old Forgotten Realms Karator. I think that's how you pronounce it. um, or character, possibly. I don't know. He's super affectionate. I love this cat. Dude, you gotta sit down while I'm talking, buddy. Buddy, come on. He's just happy I'm home. I was gone for like an hour. But there are so many great options in these books. I highly recommend them if you like Pathfinder. I want to play as a Tanuki so bad. They're delightful. I mean, look at that little... Look at him. Look at him right there. They have all sorts of natural shape-changing abilities and stuff. Of course, Kitsune would be fun too. But this is your character options if you don't know. Excellent stuff in here. Lots of breakdown about how the culture works. But that's what this book really is. Pathfinder World Guide books blow anything Wizards of the Coast has ever put out of the water. Let me rephrase it. Let me take two. When Pathfinder puts out a world book, any sort of guide, any sort of things that flesh out the lore of an area, they destroy the best that Wizards of the Coast has to offer in that regard. They get into like day in the life, year in the life, the various pantheons, the zodiac in this case, the histories of the various nations. Like, it runs deep. In fact, they go so deep that they have setting books that are for singular locations. There is a big ass Absalom source book. It's it would be like if Wizards of the Coast put out a book that was just about Waterdeep, and 300 some pages. WotC, especially in this current generation and what they're starting now with 5.5, they don't handle lore stuff very well, and that's one of the things I've absolutely fallen in love with Pathfinder. Is I'm a collector of RPG rule books. I read more than I ever play or run, but that's what the hook is for me with the Pathfinder books. Paizo puts out some amazing stuff, absolutely amazing stuff that will. If you're a lore hound or you like reading about fantasy cultures, their world guide books alone are worth the price of admission. Even if you never play Pathfinder and you're just interested in fantasy cultures, these world guide books are so fantastic. Getting into the intricacies of their histories and whatnot. Dude, your tongue is like sandpaper. You have the sharpest tongue. Roughest tongue. Anyway, this book here we're not going to talk about in this particular video. It's been out a while. It's Kobold Press's campaign builder series. They have cities and towns. Castles and Crowns just arrived today. It is what you would think it would be as a campaign builder. This is a book about creating kingdoms and royalty and factions and nobles. Highly recommend it if you're a world builder. Not in the sense that, like, we were just talking about the world guides from Paizo. Those are if you're just interested in culture. If you're interested in building your own cultures in your worlds, definitely worth a look. They also have one coming out that's Dungeons and Ruins. I actually have it backed on BackerKit, Kickstarter. I'm not sure when it's due. Like, the campaign's closed, but it's another one I'm really looking forward to. So, again, I know we're ping-ponging around and kind of just tearing through these topics, but for the sake of brevity, I've read through the PDF of this. This is my first time, not quite literally, practically my first time holding the book, because it arrived while I was out running an errand. But it has all the things you would need: adventure plots, artifacts, stuff about building, your castles, and your monasteries, and your temples, and your Omar homes. This guy is delightful. but he's like a toddler. And then the last thing I wanted to pitch is, or to cover, is a pitch that I truly think, if you have the funds, I don't need that. Pirate Borg, the dark fantasy, dark Caribbean pirate rules light game from the makers of Morkborg and Cyborg. They have a Kickstarter going right now. I'm going to put the link to it down below. I get nothing out of it. It's not something that, like, I get a cut or an affiliate stuff or anything like that. Yep, the book fell down. It looks amazing. I haven't got to play Pirate Borg yet. I've only ever gotten to play Cyborg, actually. But I love that setting. I love anything that the Borg people put out. And I like the idea of what I've seen in this Kickstarter that I'm going to link to you below. But that's everything I wanted to cover today. Had 5-6 topics to discuss and show off. If I get my hands on more of the Fearsome forces, or there's another one coming that has more like nature-based monstrosities, I forget what it's called, or any other blind boxes from WizKids, I will absolutely do an unboxing in the future. Again, I really would like to get the entire Fearsome Forces set, because there's some beautiful monsters in that set. Plus an umbrella, a living umbrella that I would like to have. Ow, don't bite. He bit me. I know it was just a love bite, but it fucking hurt. Anyway, that's it for this video. This is kind of what I'm trying to get to, but Omar won't sit still. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe for more TTRPG content. I also do a shit ton of video game stuff, as you can tell if you're watching this video and you're looking at the YouTube channel. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.